First of all, thank you all for coming in the rain. It's wonderful to have all of you here. You know, you live in certain communities, and every day you come to shul, and there's a different 10 people in the shul. Here we always come together with friends that we know. It's really very beautiful. I also you should remind your wives that Mrs. Shanna is sitting Shiva, 42 Strawberry, and the hours are 10 to 2 and 4 to 8. We are starting, it's really interesting that we're learning a lot of different subjects. We're starting the 12th parak of Masechta Chulin today, sponsored Lili Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, also Lili Nishmas David ben Chaim, L'Refuah Shalema for Yom Moshe ben Chai Sarah, Yaakov ben Basi Aleah, for the Schus of Abraham and Yom ben Ishmael Malki Hudis, by Klugman and family, L'Refuah Shalema. I heard that Mr. Resnick had a procedure today. Does anybody know his name? Could you get it for me? He was here yesterday by Mincha. He didn't say anything, but I wished him well. We'll learn of Shalema for Avigdor ben Rivkin, the Bas Chai Sav Yitzhak ben Tzim Medusha, Rivka Bashir Aleah, Chana Basha Shabina, Dvorah Basha Shabina, Rivka Bashir Aleah, Yonah ben Dvorah, Nachman Yaakov ben Sarah, Aaron ben Sarah, Esther Fadl Bas Chana, Mishmeh ben Esther Fadl, Zlata Bas Esther Perel. You have it? No. Okay. It was an email. Yeah. Okay, well, Mr. Resnick should have a Refuah Shalema, V'seich Shachar Yisrael. So the next mitzvah we talk about is a mitzvah that's rare. I was able to do this mitzvah 3 times. It's the mitzvah Shluach HaKan, which is that with a kosher bird that is not a pet, but it just happens to chance by, you cannot take the eggs or the chicks without first sending away the mother. You have to send away the mother. It's interesting. The first time I did it was my Rebbetzin was very ill, and there was a Chabad couple that just happened to have on their porch a bird constantly come. And they couldn't fit their family in the house anymore. But they didn't want to give up the house because they allowed so many people to do this mitzvah. So they lived in a cramped situation. It was really, they had beds all over the place. But we waited on a line. They knew my wife wasn't well. And we had an appointment. She did the mitzvah. And then I said, you know what, when you have a free time, I want to do the mitzvah. I came back and I did it. Then I did it once in Staten Island. It's a freak thing. A bird landed somewhere. And then I did it by Shalom Fogel in Woodlake. He had a bird come, and I did it there. Yes?
Moshe Zalman ben Chayasari.
Moshe Zalman ben Chayasari should have a Refuah Shalema b'seich Shachar Yisrael. So this mitzvah of Shiluach HaKan, or Hakain, to be accurate, noyeg ba'aretz u'b'chutz. It's whether it's in Eretz Yisrael or it's outside of Eretz Yisrael, b'fnei abayis, whether it's during the time of the temple, b'shaloi b'fnei abayis, or b'avanesein or rabbin nowadays when we don't have a temple, B'chulin, only by non-sacred animals, avaloi b'mukdashim. Now, chaymer b'kisei dam is shiluach hakan. Remember, we had a mitzvah of covering the blood of a bird or a beast. So there's a chumrah of kisei adam over sending away the bird. Shekisei adam noig b'chaya u'b'oif, both by a beast like a deer and by a bird. B'mezumen of b'sheina mezumen, whether it's domesticated or if it's from the wild. But v'shiluach hakain is only noig and noig ela b'oif. It's only noig by a bird. V'eina noig ela b'sheina mezumen, where it's not something that's domesticated by you. Eizau sheina mezumen, what's considered that it's not prepared? K'gayin avozim v'tarnagayim, geese and chicken, shekinidu b'pardis, that happen to set up a nest in the orchard. Avalim kinidu b'bayis, but if they're in the house, so they're domesticated by you. V'chein yoinei herdisiyos, and Herodian pigeons, which were tamed and domesticated. Patim mishiluach. There, you don't have to send away the mother when you take the eggs. Oif tameh. So you have to know the way. Most of the time, to wait and know if it's a kosher bird is because of the egg, because a non-kosher bird's eggs look very different. So oif tameh, if it's not a kosher bird, patim l'shalech. There's no mitzvah to send away the mother. Oif tameh roivetz al beit oftar. If a tameh bird is crouching and hatching a tar egg, or tar roivetz al beit oif tameh, or a tar a bird is on a tameh egg, patim l'shalech. Pater. Obviously, it's not aim. It's not the mother. The implication, however, though, from over here would be, if it's another kosher bird on a kosher egg and it's not the mother, you would have to send it away. Korei zacher. This is very interesting. In the partridge family, and no, I'm not talking about what most people associate the partridge family with. A partridge, there are species of partridges that are kosher. And what's unique about the partridge is that the male, the father, sometimes sits on the eggs, not just the female. So korei zacher, isn't that interesting? You got to come here every day because you might miss something. What would be if you wouldn't know about a male partridge? I mean, so anyway, korei zacher, a male partridge. Rebbe Eliezer Mechayev. Rebbe Eliezer says you have to send away the male, even though the pasuk says you should send away the mother. Shalech ha'eim. But here the father acts like the mother, Mr. Mom. Today in many families, Mr. Mom works. Mr. Mom works. The woman has a better business head, and he's very happy to watch the children. So anyway, if it's Mr. Mom over here, Rebbe Eliezer Mechayev, you have to send away the father. The Chacham say no, it's only the mother and not the father. And halach is not like Rebbe Eliezer. You don't have to send away the father. Tonight's daf, Rabbi say, is very short and very easy. We hope you'll join us.